It's a pleasure to welcome you to another edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, where you get to know about the activities of NAFDAC as they ensure that only wholesome food products, quality drugs, and approved medical equipment are made available for public use. I am your host, Amanda Ugo. Today on NAFDAC and Your Health, we'll start with a recently held press conference where the NAFDAC DG, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, refuted the claim that a herbal tea named Lungitox, which can be taken by smokers to keep themselves safe even as the smoke, has been approved by NAFDAC, and an allegation of financial compromise leveled against the agency. And in the second segment, we'll bring you recent enforcement activities across the nation, chief among which is the one that took place in Aba, where NAFDAC raided producers of fake alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. The belief of NAFDAC in the efficacy and efficiency of herbs and their derivatives has always been reiterated. This have even been resonated by the agency via various fora and platforms, particularly on this program, NAFDAC and Your Health. It will be recalled that an episode of the program was recently dedicated to the discuss on the stance of NAFDAC on herbs, where the Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, explained that laboratory and scientific tests as well as clinical trials are essentials that need to be done before herbal products are approved by the agency. The DG also explained the simplified steps required to get herbal products registered, not leaving out the strategies being employed by the agency to work in collaboration with producers of herbal products to encourage them. It is, however, shocking to know that in spite of these various efforts of NAFDAC to encourage the use of herbs for healing and curative purposes, some producers of some herbal products still prefer to adopt dubious and illegal means to deceive the public, including false claims that products that have not been approved by NAFDAC have the approval of the agency. Such is the case of a product called Lungitox tea or Lungitox, which was what necessitated the NAFDAC Director General to address a press conference in Lagos recently.
The attention of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has been drawn to a misleading video circulating on social media, falsely alleging that the agency approved the registration of a herbal product, claiming that smoking is healthy when used with their product. First of all, smoking is a shortcut to death. Smoking is a shortcut to ill health. Smoking is a shortcut to lack of quality of life.
The NAFDAC DG gave the trajectory of the product with the agency.
In 2023, an unscrupulous individual submitted an application to register an anti-smoke and lung detox tea at Lagos State Office, LSO, NAFDAC Lagos State Office. Upon review, the application was rejected due to the unsubstantiated and dangerous claim that smoking could be made healthy by consuming the product. The applicant was asked to substantiate the claim, but the product was never resubmitted, or the application was never resubmitted for processing. It is important to emphasize that NAFDAC does not and will never permit the approval, importation, exportation, manufacture, advertisement, distribution or sale of any product that lacks a solid scientific basis or any product that poses a potential risk to public health. The claims made in the application were not only unscientific, but also posed a significant danger to public health. The claims made in the application were not only unscientific, but wicked in the sense that because of greed, this unscrupulous person will want to expose people to the dangers of smoking. As a science-driven and professional regulatory body, NAFDAC strictly enforces its mandate to protect public health as outlined in the NAFDAC Act Cap N1 LFN 2004. All products under the agency's regulatory review or purview, which are food, drugs, cosmetics, medical devices, bottled water, and chemicals, are thoroughly evaluated for safety, quality, and efficacy before approval. Additionally, the agency does not allow the use of pictorials of organs on product packaging or artwork, as seen in the misleading product. An unfortunate exposure of the public to danger.
The NAFDAC Director General seized the opportunity to once again reiterate the importance of scientific validation of products through clinical trials, stressing that misleading and deceptive practices that endanger public health will not be tolerated.
Clients who apply to register herbal products or any similar products are not permitted to make therapeutic claims unless those claims have been scientifically validated through proper clinical trials. In the last episode of NAFDAC and Your Health, I made that explicitly clear that even I worked on a herbal product for sickle cell disease before joining NAFDAC. This herbal product is effective. We published on it, but we don't have clinical trials enough to get a full approval. The product is listed by somebody, the manufacturer. I have no relationship with the manufacturer. I was interested in the product. We couldn't, despite the fact that it's working. That is a herbal medicine. This detox tea is junk. This detox tea is junk. Tea cannot clear the damage that smoking is doing to the lungs, to the brain, to the eyes, to the liver, to the kidney. Smoking compromises immune level of smokers. So for this individual to say that if you buy this medicine, or I don't know whether it's medicine, it's not even medicine, that it will help you with your smoking, no. Or people that are smoking along with you that are in the same room, no. We're going to be taking legal action to make examples of people that are deliberately wanting to hurt our people. Especially when we have said no, and they go ahead and started doing dubious, misleading advertisements that could kill people. We are going to sue them. The agency remains resolute in its commitment to safeguarding public health by ensuring that only safe, effective, and scientifically substantiated products are approved. We condemn any attempts by individuals or organizations to mislead the public or promote products with unfounded claims.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye sternly expressed her displeasure over an unfounded allegation of financial compromise leveled against the agency in relation to how the Lungitox tea gets into the market.
The agency is not mindful of the bogus and unsubstantiated allegations of financial inducement contained in the very despicable video. That NAFDAC, there must have been exchange of money. We're going to make sure that such nonsensical, nauseating video will not happen again. Ordinarily, this sort of claim will be ignored, particularly since the product was not registered by the agency. However, our legal services is reviewing the statements of the financial compromise with the goal of seeking a redress in the law court. We're going to seek a redress in the law court. Am I saying NAFDAC is perfect? No. But if you make unsubstantiated claim of financial compromise, we will take you to court. This will serve as a deterrent to individuals who may choose to malign or make libelous statements against the agency in the future.
It is indeed a disservice to level such allegation against the personality of the current NAFDAC DG, going by the monumental positive turnaround she has brought to NAFDAC since she assumed office. Starting from the huge debt the agency was in before she assumed office, which she cleared within a short time. The laboratories that have been given a great facelift in terms of structure and equipment. The agency now has vehicles to go around in carrying out her regulatory activities. The staff have the necessary materials such as laptops to work with, and new state offices have been built to ease the operations of the agency across the country. Capacity building for the workforce has been given due attention through various kinds of trainings to enhance staff efficiency, and above all, the public now feels the impact of the agency better than what it had hitherto been, and the bar of the confidence in the agency to ensure good quality of food, drugs, and other regulated products have been raised. However, the NAFDAC, under the leadership of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, remains undeterred and undaunted. The commitment and dedication to safeguarding public health remains unimpeded.
The general public is advised to disregard the misleading video and avoid patronizing any unregistered or suspicious products. We encourage everyone to report such activities to NAFDAC.
NAFDAC and Your Health continues shortly.
NAFDAC wishes to sensitize the general public on the detrimental effect of alcohol consumption by underage. Underage drinking can result in psychosocial and health problems like poor academic performance, increase in crime rate, alcohol dependency, mental health disorder, cardiovascular problems, kidney and liver diseases, and even death. NAFDAC advises parents and guardians to stop the exposure of young people below 18 to alcohol by asking them to sell or purchase it. Manufacturers must desist from packaging alcohol in sachets and small packs less than 200 ml that are sold in attractive and affordable prices for the underage. Together, we will fight the scourge of underage alcohol abuse. For more enlightenment on NAFDAC activities, watch NAFDAC and Your Health program every Monday, 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on TVC, and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on NTA. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. You are still watching NAFDAC and Your Health. NAFDAC works round the clock and all year round to ensure that only standard and quality food, drinks, and other regulated products are made available for purchase by the public. But the fight against substandard and falsified food products and drinks are usually heightened towards the end of the year, particularly during the Yuletide season. This is because unscrupulous people who fake and churn these products into the market increase their clandestine moves, knowing that their patronage increases during this season. The investigation and enforcement teams of NAFDAC across the country have, however, been proven that they are up to the task through sting operations. It was against this background that the NAFDAC personnel, in collaboration with security personnel, descended on Ezioku Market, known as Cemetery Market, Aba, Abia State, on Monday, the 16th of December 2024, uncovering illegal factories, various kinds of counterfeit products that threaten public health. Products like assorted alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, soft drinks of various kinds, Hollandia yogurt, milk and beverages of various kinds, and so on, were not only being illegally produced, also produced ones are also being fraudulently repackaged, all under abysmally poor conditions. Some products produced by the market authorization holders but have expired were also seen being revalidated. The counterfeit products mimic the originals such that it is nearly impossible to tell the counterfeit product apart from the originals. It will be recalled that NAFDAC investigation and enforcement team carried out a similar raid on the market about a year ago. Speaking about the raid carried out on the market in 2023, Martins Iluyomade, Director, Southeast Zone of NAFDAC, who led the operation, said the discovery in the market, just like that of 2023, is indeed a weapon of mass destruction. It is, however, shocking that in spite of the arrests made and the necessary measures taken against the culpable individuals for deterrence, such activities still persist in the market. Mr. Iluyomade noted that there are plans to get the culprits, as he lamented how people would be recalcitrant and hell-bent on making money at the detriment of their fellow citizens. He recalled that in December 2023, during the last operation at the same market, the market was sealed, and before it was reopened, that the leadership of the market signed an undertaking with NAFDAC to help the agency identify the people involved in the nefarious activities of producing and selling of fake products to unsuspecting citizens. He stressed that the agency would revisit that undertaking as the leadership of the market have questions to answer. A similar raid led by the NAFDAC Director of Investigation and Enforcement, Pharmacist Shaba, had taken place in Lagos earlier in the month.
What you are seeing in this vehicle are some drinks that we found from a shop in trade fair just about 3 days ago, and we needed to do this to educate the general public, about dangers of buying drinks this festive season. Behind me are the drinks we got from some of the shops, and the value of this. Before we used to talk of millions, we are not talking about billions, because these are exotic drinks. When you carry one bottle, you are talking of 300,000, 500,000. Then you have like almost 1,000 cartons of this. It's quite, huge and mind-boggling. In fact, during the operation, my officers, just caught them in the act because the products have expired and they are changing the date to 2027. So when you are buying anything that is 2027, you'll be safe. You discover you think you are okay, but it's not. This thing had expired some months ago, and they changed the dates. And if we had not caught them, they will have finished this thing. It will have gone into the trade. People will have bought it, because there are a lot of people who like drinks like this, and that is where the danger starts.
So some of our operatives got intelligence, and then we went on and conducted surveillance for about 2 weeks, and on Monday, the 19th of November 2024, we went to Niger 4 Plaza in Trade Fair.
We've been able to move to different places in Lagos and outside Lagos. I'm talking of other states of the Federation. And from our findings, we're able to discover that counterfeiters, they are just trying to fake products in this time of festive period. So, like most of the operation from Lagos Island, we discovered that these counterfeiters, they move to residential areas. That's exactly what they are doing now. They move from normal parking store and they move to residential area, where nobody will be able to suspect. But because of our intelligence gathering, we're able to locate them at the right place where they were, and we're able to intercept all the products being counterfeited. When you want to buy some of these drinks, go to the authorized dealers. When I say dealers, the authorized vendor. unlike people that are selling by the roadside. And anytime you buy any drink, please, what we are telling the public is that make sure you collect receipt for every product you buy. The expiry date neatly cut out of this, and with this they just put it just like this. You can see that from what we can see so far, the original label is quite different from the sticker, and this is a sign of counterfeited product. This is an example. You can see this particular drink, we do not know the type of, because there is no label. This is rebottled, like I said. This one we got this information, we got this information right there from one popular Nigeria market. And from what we have here, is very, very injurious to health. Because definitely this is not coming from the marketing authorization holder. And it will have a lot of adverse effect on the kidney. Imagine somebody consuming counterfeited alcohol. You don't know, maybe it's methanol that is there. You don't know the type of ethanol. You don't even know the alcohol content that is there.
To ensure that these mopped-up goods do not find their way into the market, they are routinely destroyed periodically across the zones. That's our package on this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health. You can also be part of NAFDAC's efforts to curb the activities of peddlers of unwholesome food products, fake drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment by supplying NAFDAC with any information on these criminals.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Do not be part of criminal activities like producing, importing, marketing, distributing, advertising, or selling of unwholesome food products, fake drugs and cosmetics, and unapproved chemical and medical equipment. These acts pose great danger to the health of Nigerians. Till we come your way again next week, where we shall bring another insightful package, please stay safe.